So let's go from ESG to China. How should the American people understand truly the threat that China poses to our national security? And as president, how do you begin to address that?
So I'm going to state a basic and obvious fact. We cannot depend on an enemy for our modern way of life. We never depended on the USSR for the shoes on our feet or the phones in our pockets. We just didn't. Today, we depend on communist China for the way we live our lives. That doesn't work over the long run. It's like we're in a codependent relationship. Codependent relationships do not end well. The only question is who ends it first. The sooner we end it, the better for us. And I think just run this through in your head if you doubt me on this. If that were a Russian spy balloon flying over half this country, what would we have done? Shot it down in an instant.
What would we have done in Iowa? Once again, what would we have done in Iowa?
Shot it down.
Amen.
If it was Russian. But they wouldn't let you at the U.S. government level because they wanted to fly over half the country, transmit the information, and then do a nominal shoot down over the Atlantic. If that were Russia, we would have ratcheted up sanctions. We didn't do it for China. You want to know why? Let's be honest. I'm going to speak. This campaign's about truth. You see it on your hat. Speak the hard truth. It's because we're scared. We're scared because we depend on them. And Xi Jinping, he says, you know what? You all are addicted to me. You're addicted to that fentanyl I'm pumping across your southern border in a modern opium war that you don't admit you're in. You're addicted to the digital fentanyl that I'm putting in your kids' hands in the form of modern social media. You're addicted to the financial fentanyl in the form of the national debt that you have no capacity to wean yourself off of. And so, Kim, I think this is actually a positive point. It's not a doom and gloom point, I promise, which is that the real question isn't even about China. The real question is, do we have it in us to actually strengthen up with a spine and stand up for who we are? If we do, China will have to play ball according to the same set of rules. But if we remain addicted to our enemy, then we deserve the consequences that we face. And that's why I'm going to say, yes, we do have it in us. We will lead our nation forward. If Thomas Jefferson, my favorite president, were alive today, the Declaration of Independence he'd be signing is the Declaration of Independence from Communist China. That's a Declaration of Independence that I will sign as your next president.
Thank you. I appreciate that.